can't think of a better way to start the week than looking at the prayer circle, but look off to the right. Look over there. Deer and elk both. Uh-oh, there's Benelli walked out on the porch. She's looking at that elk and looking back to see if Jimmy's going to tell her to go run the elk off. You can go ahead, Benelli. I don't really mind. The deer running off. They're not running because of Benelli, because the deer are definitely not afraid of Benelli. They're running off because of those two big old elk out there. Deer heading off down through the woods. Two big elk there in the... Deer heading toward the yard, actually. Couple beautiful deer right there in the prayer circle. That's a mama and her baby from last year. That's Red Tag. That's Red Tag's other baby from last year. And boy, he's got a really nice rack for the first year. Wow. He is beautiful. Freshly mowed prayer circle. They love to lay in that. They love to feed in it. Mama messing around with her little baby girl. Deer scattered around everywhere. And those two big elk. Yeah. Horning in on the early morning party. Big, beautiful girl right there, that's for sure. That's a lot of animal. That's a lot of animal. No doubt about it. Looking out in the woods, just taking a look out in the woods, we find plenty of animals. More elk, and without a doubt, more deer. Beautiful picture out there this morning. Deer walking around. Look at the rack on that guy. Look at the rack on that guy. That's probably his second set of antlers. Big, beautiful deer. Another one out in front of him. They're just enjoying the day. We have a rain forecast. Doesn't look like it rain out there right now, though, does it? But it is forecast. It's kind of breezy, cloudy. Lake looking beautiful out there. That's a pretty shot right through the trees. Looking down at all the water. Ah, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. You know, as spectacular as we really believe it is, and gosh, I believe it's spectacular. I sure do. I'm sure it's not even. On a scale of 1 to 10, probably doesn't even make a 1 compared to heaven. As you get older, you can't help but think about heaven a little bit more often. Of course, honestly, I've thought about heaven a lot in my life, but I probably thought about hell a lot more. But thankfully, God gives us a choice, heaven or hell. This is heaven that He's put me in here in Oklahoma. But this is nothing like heaven will actually be. No doubt about that. Just looking out the window and watching those animals move around, so peaceful, not paying a bit of attention to anybody. It's quite a way to start a week. Golly. I just don't see how anyone could not respect and love the outdoors. What God has created and given us dominion over and given us responsibility for, to take care of the woods and the waters and the rivers and the lakes and the stream, all the birds and all the animals. Yeah, He provided a lot of them for food, no doubt about that. But we're supposed to make it better. More game, more birds, more fish. Take that responsibility very, very seriously myself. But I love to hunt. Don't get to hunt as much as I used to, but I still love it. I certainly love to fish every chance I get. That buck walking down to the low water. Isn't that cool? Heading for a morning drink. Golly, what a way to start a day. What an incredible way to start a day. I love this place. My beautiful Chris loves it just as much. Look at those two. They've been out there all morning, brother and sister. And they love each other. She just got up. She was laying down. She's laying there and she's just rubbing her neck on the ground, just back and forth, kind of scratching her neck with the grass, freshly mowed grass. And her brother just laid there. Both of those were born this time last year. So they're just absolutely gorgeous baby deer, 1 year old. They're adult deer at 1 year old, but they're still babies. They still run around with their mama. She's got another baby that runs around with her occasionally, but not always. I worry about it when I see her with those two, and don't see the little one running around. But those two, pretty inseparable. That's the way deer are. Look at that guy. He's just laying there relaxing, saying, what an easy life I have. And yes, he does. He does have an easy life. There is the mama with her baby. There she is. Is that red tag? Can we determine that or not? Gorgeous baby. And I think that's red tag's other two babies, maybe. Right there. So certainly that could be red tag. Can't really tell. Yep, there's red tag. That's red tag. So she had her baby hit out this morning when she was up here with her two youngins from last year. So she's got the whole family there from last year and this year. She is, look how big and beautiful and sleek and fat she is. My gosh. Where'd the baby go? He moved somewhere. Must be about moved in behind a tree, I suppose. That's the babies from last year. There's his little baby sticking his head out right there. Right behind that tree right there. Okay. I guess that may be the only baby we've been seeing around the house right here. I think was red tags. Whether she had two or just one, I don't know. It's very unusual if she only had one. So more than likely she had one and something happened to the other. And that's something, that little baby stopped behind that tree and just stayed there. I keep thinking he's going to come trotting out there. I don't know if red tag kind of moved on. No, there she's behind the tree herself. How do they do that? They do that in the woods hunting as well. You get right behind a tree. See her back there? You can't hardly see her. Can't hardly see her at all. And the little baby is right behind that tree right there. There she comes. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Behind that tree there. Yeah, okay, Mama, where are you going? She said, I'll walk in front of that tree just for you, Jimmy. Just for you, I'll walk in front of that tree. Yes, I will. And there I am. In all my beauty. She doesn't realize, or he doesn't realize, whatever he is, pretty good size, doesn't realize how precious and how special he really is. Just a baby deer in the woods. Another generation for red tag. See grows up and has babies of her own, or is a buck and produces babies of her own. But you can see, if it's a buck, he might grow up and be like that one. It's going to be a trophy in his very first antlers. Pretty spectacular. All right, you pretty little rascal. Look at that. Maybe that's two brothers there, I don't know. A brother's a year apart. Is that fantastic or what? There is our Sunday morning crew. As Chris and I prepare for church, I get ready to leave. I'm going to get her chariot out of her barn. A couple of nice bucks, 3 does, 5 babies out there. Nice buck right there. Keep in mind, those 2 babies right there, that's their first antlers. For sure, one of them's first antlers. It could be one of them's second antlers, but I think it's both of them first antlers. Those are going to be huge deer. They're going to be like Mr. Forrest. We haven't seen Forrest. Many of y'all have been asking. We haven't seen him since the rut last fall. Maybe like late November, early December. Keep in mind that was right in deer season. They do some crazy things in deer season. He was inside of a high fence in here, but he could have swam the lake and got out and got himself killed. An animal could have got him. He could have gotten in a fight with another buck and got killed. He killed 2 deer himself that we know of. So it's pretty wild. But there's our babies out there. They see Apache coming. Absolutely gorgeous. I load Chris up. Even more babies appear. It seems like they all want to come and tell her hi or hello or goodbye or whatever. They want to just come and see her. And just you see some antlers up really, really close. It's going to be 8 or 10 point. Going to be an 8 or a 10 point, or more than that. He's got some stickers coming out down below. And look down there, there's even more deer showing up. More beautiful, beautiful deer showing up. That is a buck right back there as well. And naturally, he's got his head right behind the tree. There he is. And he looks like that's his first antlers as well. And he's going to have multiple antlers. There's one there that's come back out behind. You see what else he's got down there? He's got stickers sticking out down there. He's going to have 4, 5, 6 on that one side. 6 on that one side at least. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that other side. It's going to be at least an 11 point. May have another sticker or 2, but he's got drop tines coming off the back. Is that gorgeous right there? That is gorgeous right there. Back up a little bit. There's 3 bucks right there all in the picture. That was cool there for a second, wasn't it? Very cool there for a second. As we back up and take a good look, I don't know how many we've got. There's 5 right there. 6, 7, 8. At least 8 babies right here this morning. We're waiting on Apache. Apache went into the pen. We did have another baby this morning, which was fantastic. Finally, big boy. He's big and really big one. Biggest baby we've had born. Apache, your babies are waiting on you over here. Yeah. They see that white mule coming. They said, that's our boss there. That's our boss Apache coming. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They're coming toward you. Yeah. They're all coming toward you. That one little deer is going to be at least 11 point. That one? Yeah, he's got 2 stickers coming off his brow tines.
Oh, yeah. The other ones in the pen, they're pretty nice.
They doing good?
Yeah, they're doing good.
You throw that behind that tree, I can't get shots at it inside when it goes behind that tree. They like get behind trees when I'm trying to take their picture anyway. Watch what happens when Apache throws that South Fresh out there. Yeah, buddy, looky there. You got your family trained. Your grandkids like the deer, don't they? Uh-oh, there's another buck coming up from over here from the back. It's a new one coming up, another buck coming up. He's pretty nice as well. So there's like about 4 or 5 bucks up here this morning. And they're all of them nice. All of them nice. That one right there is going to be a champion. Yes, sir. Definitely. Definitely nothing wrong with that little bunch of babies, for sure. But Ellie, come here. Yeah, that's a pretty little bunch of babies right there. Is there just one buck in that bunch? I see one there. Red tag, and that little buck belongs to her. Is that another buck out there far away? Or I think that's a girl deer also. And one of we have two red tags that runs around the house here, and that's one of them. Maybe both of them. Maybe both of them right there. I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. I think both of those deer right there are red tags. And the far red tag looks like, boy, look at her belly. I do think both of those deer have a red tag in their ear. So there's no tags in that one. He's, of course, born in the wild. He has no tags. That's red tag's baby right there. Might be both of our red tags. That deer right there looks like she hadn't had her baby. We did have a baby born last night in the pens. So we now have 5 babies. We've had 7 born and we've lost 2. This is a little buck and he's looking pretty good. He's big. I saw him when we went to church. He took off running and I saw him fall down. Well, he just laid there hiding like he's trying to play possum. But he's really big, looking good. He should be fine. You just never know. They can be looking really healthy and have something wrong with them. But that's a good looking bunch of deer right there. And it's a red tag there, I believe. I believe both those are red tags. Am I just seeing things or what? I don't know. My imagination. I think one of those red tags is one that's had a baby and one is one that has not. She sure looks big and fat. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that on the camera. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You have no manners. Oh, 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 oh. Thought I'd get him to look up, but he won't. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, there is the picture of the week right there. Red tag and her daughter from last year. Her daughter from last year said, "I'll have a little milk, Mama." I said, "No, the milk is for the baby." And then her baby from this year. Uh-oh. Benelli walked out on the deck, looked like. They didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him. Little baby didn't hardly look up when Benelli went out there. And Mama says, "I don't know about this." Look at that. Look at that. Now the little buck's around here too. He's out there in the prayer circle, as a matter of fact. Right there he is. That's our boy from last year. So, and now those deer from last year will have to learn that the new baby takes precedent over everything. And they're going to have to turn into adult deer, which they are and will. But that is just so precious right there. That is just absolutely. I've got some notes from some of y'all that have seen twins and triplets in your yard. A couple of y'all have seen triplets. I appreciate those comments. I try to look at all the comments. I don't quite get all of them a lot of times. Sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right before I go to bed, I'll try to run through there and maybe look at a couple hundred or something. But some of y'all talked about seeing triplets. I have not seen any triplets this year. Actually, seeing more singles than we are twins this year. And I think there's just a lot of coyotes. I don't know. We've worked on them. The wildlife department's worked on them and everything. But the little baby's over there eating. Look at that little baby was there eating some leaves. Look at that. He's got a whole leaf in his mouth. Mama says, "I'll take that." The little baby ate that leaf that fell down. His mama took it away from him. She said, "I need that. I'll turn that green leaf into white milk for a brown and white deer." Isn't he pretty? He's so precious. All right, baby boy. You're gorgeous. Or baby girl, I don't know what you are. And Red Tag's family, they still tag along. Red Tag's taggers right there. All of those are perfectly 100% totally wild deer except red tag. That's a breeding program that's working. That's his first antlers. Born this time last year. Look at him, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Yes, you are. Yes, you are beautiful.